leaders to Mtoto na Sheria show, where we make the law simple for children to understand. My name is Blessed Barak Juma, na mimi ndio host wenu. Kama kawaida. This was our June theme this month, and we've discussed about budgeting. And today, we are going to have a very unique episode where we are not going to have Mabo, the explainer, the expert. Today we are going to have a child guest. So, be ready to listen from a child's perspective about budgeting. Remember to send us your views about budgeting and what you've learned about this budgeting, this theme of the June month. So let us dive into our conversation. So guys, I told you that we're going to have a child on the set. So this is a very, very unique episode because we're going to have a child who is going to give us more about the national budgeting in a child's perspective. Hizo siku zingine tumekuwa na Atulo, Mr. Bonyo, those were adults. But now we are having a child. So be ready to listen. You, now where we're happy, be ready to listen as I'm also listening and getting information from our guest who is a child. So welcome to Mtoto na Sheria. Can you please introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Karen Mkoma, and I am the youngest member of the National Council on the Administration of Justice for Children. We work to help the understanding of the justice system and children's society, and to create policies and make sure that they are implemented.
So make policies and make sure that they are implemented. Connecting that to the budget, making policies, ensuring that they are implemented. So connecting that to the budget, I can ask you, what do you think is national budgeting for children?
Well, I think national budgeting for children is how money is put into place so that children can, the needs of the children in the country can be met, and met in a way where we won't have to ask for more money.
So you say that more of that is like we won't have to ask for more money, things like that. So as a child, do you think the government has done enough in terms of budgeting, things like that? Jumimi, sielewi hapo vizuri.
Well, I think the government tries to do enough, but it's really not enough. Because I remember last year in the budget, we had most things and education was covered. But in this year's budget, they removed most of the money that's meant for education. So most candidates who are sitting for their KPSEA, KCSE, the other one, they'll probably have to pay for the exams.
Wait. I'm a candidate. Do you mean that I'm going to pay for my exams?
Yes.
No. Like, I'm not understanding this concept. I'm going to do KGC. I'm a grade 9 candidate. You mean that I'm going to pay for my examinations, my final exams? No, when did that even start?
It's because they reduced the amount of money that is supposed to be allocated to the education system.
Oh, that's really going to affect many of us.
It is going to affect many people, mostly because most people are relying on public education and the free education so that they can have that basis of knowing, like going through primary and high school. So now making the parents pay for the exams, I feel like that would hinder a lot of families, especially the ones that rely on the free education.
Okay, I'm going to pay for my examinations. It's just okay. So I know it's going to be a very, very big barrier to many parents. Actually,
it is, but the thing is that nobody is really talking about it, and that's the problem. So once we reach there and they're being told they're gonna have to pay for the exams, they're gonna say, "We weren't told we're paying for the exams." Yes, it was there in the budget, but nobody decided to go and read that part for education and the money that's supposed to be allocated towards the children.
You see, parents, they don't have this information. When you are actually, hata mimi nimejulia hapa, like I'm shocked, absolutely shocked. So Karim is saying that this is not known because budget ikishatoka, parents are not taking part in reading the budget, teachers are not taking part in reading the budget. So how can we get this information? So that's why we are having this, so that we can show you and give you more information about what the government has done in the budgeting. Then you can go and visit also our website to get more of the budget, ili nyinyi mwelewe, parents, children and teachers.
I didn't say that they aren't reading the budget. Yes, they are reading the budget, but the part that they're reading is mostly towards the taxes that they're going to, the tax that they're going to pay, and they're mostly focusing on what they're giving and what's being put into other sectors, but not towards the children. They're probably like all these children, you know what, I'll give you time, and they end up just pushing it aside like it's not important. Yes, the children are the future.
But Karen, you're saying that they are actually reading? Who are actually reading this budget? We have the politicians, the leaders, I know they are reading the budgets. But go to my school, I don't think they're reading the budget. Go to my home place, I don't think they're reading the budget. So that's why I'm saying most of the people are not taking part in reading the budget. And so when adults don't read the budget, then children, we're not going to read the budget. How are you involving yourself in budgeting at home? Because you've told us that you know about budgeting. Yeah, you know about budgeting. Have you read the budget by the way before?
I have. Yes, I have.
So you've read the budget before. So you know how the budget is made, you know more about that. So how are you taking part in budgeting at home?
At home, usually, like if I'm given, let's say, a sum of money, and I'm told this is your money, most of the time I won't necessarily spend it until I really need to spend it. I'll keep it somewhere and then probably buy a few sweets here and there. But most of the time I probably won't spend my money. I'll just keep it safe for really emergency situations. Yeah.
Okay, so for example, you've been given, let me give you some of just 2,000 shillings, 2,000 Kenyan shillings. So, are you going to budget for it, or are you just going to use it anywhere, or are you going to save it? Like, how are you going to do it? Are you going to, for example, do you budget for something like for schools, things like that?
Well, I do budget, but I don't think I budget the way most other people budget, because I'm usually going everywhere. So like when I'm given money, I probably would set aside like 600 to 1,000 for Uber and transport, and then the rest I'll probably save it for food when I'm really hungry, and then the rest I'll save it and buy sweets and other stuff. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So your parents involve you in budgeting more of the times, because getting this opportunity to budget, maybe your parents have given you some money. So are you involved in budgeting yourself?
Yeah, well, when I go to, let's say, a mall or a shop with my mom, she will give me probably like a K, and then she'll tell me, this K, you're gonna have it and you're gonna spend it. You can either decide to keep it or you can spend it. And if you're spending, you should not go over that 1K. If you go over that 1K, I'm taking all of your money away, and you won't have more until the next time you go to a mall.
So the same way you are being given this opportunity to do budgeting, more of that. How do you think yourself? How do you think that other parents, wazazi wengine of my parents, the parents to other kids, the children, how do you think they can involve the children in budgeting?
I think the best way is to start by giving them money. I feel like most parents are very against giving their children money for the sake of giving them money. But I feel like giving your child at least probably 200 shillings at least would help them to learn that the money is actual money and it's not just paper. Because sometimes you're given money and then you spend it anyhow. Then you reach somewhere, you actually need the money and it's not there. So I feel like at least try and give your child some money and teach them at a young age how like money works and how to save. So when they grow up, they don't start spending money anyhow, and they don't really have an idea of how to save.
So parents, have you heard? Training your children when they are young how to budget, so that when they grow, because we are the next generation, so when we grow, we'll be able to know how to budget very well, and we're also going to teach our children how to budget. So wewe mtoto uko hapo, try to learn how to budget. Mzazi, tafadhali train your child how to budget. Involve your child in budgeting, because you cannot train a child how to budget without you involving them in budgeting. So Karen, you're saying that you're part of the NCAJ. Are you in any other organization?
Yes, I am a part of Mtoto News and 5 Rights and a bunch of other organizations which have given me an opportunity to grow as myself and interact with many different people from different backgrounds.
Yeah, so we're in a couple of organizations, several organizations. So how do you think, do you think this children's organization, Mtoto News, I've had 5 Rights, things like that organization, the NCAJ, have they done enough to ensure children are understanding the budget? Have they done enough?
Well, I think some organizations mostly focus on involving the children in different platforms where they can learn more. So the child chooses if they want to go for certain events. So I feel like if the organizations aren't doing enough for the child so they can learn about the budget, but it probably depends on if the child wants to learn, because you cannot force a child to do something that they don't want to do.
So you're saying that this organization are trying to do their best. Are they trying, or have they done their best?
I feel like they still have some potential, but they're trying.
Also they're trying, but there's still a gap missing somewhere. Yeah, so Meskia, I'm still shocked with the matter that I'm going to pay for my examinations, but it's okay. So you've heard from the children's perspective that national budgeting is important. Budgeting actually is very important. So parents and other children, government officials, organization workers, our other partners, supporters, anybody who is going to watch this video, remember that budgeting is a very important part of human life. Na tunafaa tuongeze watoto to include in this type of budgeting so that they can explore the world of budgeting, because mimi nikipatiwa pesa saizi, can I budget? I think I can. Yeah, there's a budget for some things. You need to teach the child at the very, very young age on how to budget. So, Karen, umetuambia umebudget, umekuwa learn about budgeting. Okay, you're not learning. You've done budgeting before. So, uniambia you've been given, maybe when you go to your mom to a shopping mall or somewhere, you can be given 1,000 shillings. So, right now, we're going to jump to a very, very big session, guys, where Karen is going to show us how she does her budget, because she told us that she has done budgeting before. Nawe pia jaribu kufanya budget. If you can do the budget, tafadhali you can screenshot and also send to our WhatsApp number. Yeah, it will be displayed on the screen. So tafadhali, please just do some budget. Okay, for some budget, then send it to our WhatsApp so that we can see the best budget and we will know kweli kama unafanyaka budget. And that is also a homework to you parents. Kana mtoto chini, children do this budget. So Karen, right now we are going to see how you do your budgeting. I'm really curious to know about that. Can you go right now? No. So, tuko hapa and Karen is going to show us how she does her budget. So, Karen, I'm going to give you 1,000 Kenyan shillings to budget for a week. So, pia wewe, as Karen is going to do this, sit down with your book, try and write your budget for 1 week. I'm also giving you 1,000 shillings imaginary to do your budget. So start now. So Karen, here's 1,000 budget for a week.
So first of all, you're assuming that I'm living under my mother's house with my mother's food. So everything to do with food and utilities is covered for me. So I don't have to stress about that. So let's say I've gone to a mall. I've been given 1,000 shillings by my mom to spend in that mall. I'll take 500 shillings that I'll probably use to buy things that I would probably I see and I like in the mall. So probably just not 500, 200 shillings to buy things that I would like in a mall. So that's luxury. Can I call it luxury?
Yeah.
Then 500 shillings, I'll save it for the next time I need something. So after that, I'll have 200 shillings left, which I can use for maybe a snack. Yeah.
And you still have 100 shillings left.
Yes, and that 100 shillings I can probably spend it in the luxury or in the snack, depending on where I am.
So first of all, this is just for a day first.
No, this is for the whole week.
The whole week.
Yes.
I'm going to save 500 shillings, snacks 200 shillings. So the whole week. Oh, so actually I'm understanding this. 200 for luxury.
Yes.
500 spent. And this. Okay. So are you getting what Karen is doing? She's trying to show us how she does her budget. 200 for luxury, 500 saved, 200 for snacks, and still 100 shillings left. I don't know what she's going to do with that 100 shillings, but all I know, this is Karen's budget. What is your budget? I told you to send your budget on our WhatsApp number, or anyway, just send your budget. So remember to send your views on how this show was, and what do you think we are going to discuss, and what do you want us to discuss on our next episode? Send your views on the SMS number or on the numbers on your screen. I'm so happy today. This is a very unique episode, having a child here. I'm your host, Blessed Barak Juma.
And I'm Karen Mikoma.
Thank you for coming and watching Mtoto Sheria show. See you next time, guys.
I've got rights, you got rights, we all do. Right to learn and right to play too. No one should treat us wrong. Sisi ni watu